our code walkthrough depending on the uh, input file structure and the output that we expect, which we discussed in our previous video. So to load this data in graph database, first of all we need a graph interface. Okay, so here what I'm assuming is that you should have following things pre-installed. So first of all you need neo4j installed. I have 3.5.3 installed on my machine. Second thing you need is there are some okay, Python installation, of course, Python installed, and then we have some dependencies for our some library dependencies for Python. One is for graph database, like neo4j graph database. You should also be familiar with pandas. So I'm assuming that you have already used that and you know how to read the files and how to do join. If not, you can find plenty of tutorials on other YouTube channels and in other on other places. I'm not expecting this video to be watched by a beginner, in fact by anyone. Okay. So in that case, I'm expecting and assuming that these are the things that you should at least know to deal with this code. And okay, so if you know these things, and the code is quite simple. We are first importing this graph database interface, and then we are giving the basic information for database connection. So this is one thing. Second thing is that we need the files. So I have downloaded all those imdb files on my location, on my local drive in these locations. You need to do the same. If you want to know where to find these files, you can get it from, you can just go to this site, and here is the data location. So this is the data location for where you can download and extract all the files. Okay, so once you have done that, once you have extracted, so this is the code. Go here. This is the code to read the downloaded file. So you are basically reading 4 CSV files. Actually, it's a TSV file, and you can read instead of read CSV, you can do the read table. Okay. After that, what I have done, I have just combined all. I told you that we need 4 type of files, like one that is title principal, which shows the relation between names and titles, and names file is here and titles file is here, and then there is a ratings file, and the ratings file, because rating is related to title, so you can use these to join. Okay, you can use title to join rating. Now, after reading all these 4 data frames, I have merged them on different uh, on different fields. Okay, so this primary name title, so I have named it like this because it's actually principal, because they call every person who is associated with the title and as a principal. I'm not sure what exactly is their naming convention, but I just put it like principal name title. So this is like that, and I'm merging this on names on variable nconst, and I'm merging that same thing on titles on tconst, and on rating with tconst. So it will merge all the 4 files and create one consolidated view. Now you can actually have like something like dot head to explore it more, but I'm ignoring that part. So it's just an exercise for you, that once you run this command, what is going to be seen. It will not show anything here if I attempt to do something like that, because I have not run the previous code. So, but I assume that you will do it when you are trying it from your side. Okay, now once we have that, I'm going to filter all the title types that are not movies, or I'm only going to select those which are movies, because if I don't do that, it's going to be a big data and it will take forever to load it in my database, and it will take some time. Okay, now to load this data in graph database, first of all you need the function which does these things, and which we can execute to on the data which we have read from the file. So here is how it works. So show it here. So we have files data, and then we transform it to, okay, we iterate over it, and like we go like one by one, because we already consolidated the data, and then for each data we do following. First we create a name node, and then we create a title node if it is not already present, and then third thing, we create a relation between those name and title. Okay, now each time when we create a name and when we create a title, we give certain attributes to those name nodes and those title nodes, and each time when we create a relationship between those names and uh, titles, we are going to give some attributes to those relationships. So okay, so now let's just focus on this part of code first. So what this piece is doing, it is taking some arguments which we are passing on each iteration, and it is creating a principal. So principal is nothing but, you can say, a name. It should be actor name or director name or whatever is provided to us, and it will have the associated field, like it will have a name, nconst, which is unique identifier, and birth here and death here. So these are the attributes which we are going to create for each principal. Now the second thing which we are going to create is a movie node. Now for movie node we are going to, so this second line does that thing. Okay, now there is a merge, because if the movie is already created, because in the relationships it's going to occur multiple times, it's many to many relation. So we are not going to create movie twice if it is already created. So that's why we are going to create a merge command. And these are the attributes for movie, like start here and here, etc. So these two lines are for creating a movie node. Now the third thing is a relationship. Now these are the concepts from neo4j. Again, I encourage you to familiarize yourself with these things, because this is not a neo4j tutorial. You can get plenty of material on YouTube. Okay, now the third thing is we are going to create a relation like worked in. So where A, which is principal, is worked in B, which is movie. You can just concentrate on these two parts, and everything in between is that is present here is containing all the attributes for this relation. Like what is the category of this relation, whether he was an actor or director. What is the ordering? So if he was an actor, whether he was the primary actor, secondary, like lead role, or second or third position, something. Job is like if he is an actor, then okay, for actor it's not much relevant. Every actor does acting, but suppose he is a writer, so whether it's his story original or just a script writer, something like that, you can get more details on the interface space. Now characters, what was the character name if he was an actor? So these are the things which we create, and so we can take an example. So for example, here you see three things. Let's just highlight this and this. So this one is a movie. So this node is created from the second code, which is for movie, and then there is an actor or someone, a principal, you can say, which is, let's say, Gary Redstrom. So Gary Redstrom is created from the first line, and the third line is for creating a relationship, which is this word, and you can see that there are attributes for each of them. So now this is the function which is responsible for creating these relations. Now there is a bit of logic in how we are going to use that function, and for that it's better if we meet later.